Akatsuki is modeled after traditional Street Fighter shotos with a bit of anime flair. What he lacks in range, he makes up for with unorthodox movement and forward advancing specials. Akatsuki has a very standard fireball. At the apex of assault, most characters can assault over Akatsuki's fireball attempts on reaction. At point blank, Akatsuki's fireballs are -6, quick enough for most characters to punish. Some characters can even interrupt the startup of fireball, which erases the fireball from the screen. Akatsuki's EX fireball is mostly used to make unsafe specials safe and plus, such as his Tatsus or his ADP. Akatsuki is not likely to fireball at close range, as his normals are relatively fast and he has decent rebeats. From close range, Akatsukis are likely to mix in Tatsus in order to continue point-blank pressure along with his normals. Akatsuki's Tatsus in and of themselves are a mix-up. A Tatsu is one hit and only -2. It is punishable on shield by at least 5 frame normals or throw. Be aware that with specific spacings, A Tatsu can be made frame advantageous. New to UNICLR, Akatsuki has an increased version of his A Tatsu. The increased version of A Tatsu is -10. B Tatsu teaches a fundamental mechanic in Uni, green shielding. B Tatsu is a 3-hit Tatsu that hits mid, then overhead. Normally, B Tatsu is only -4. If the second hit is green shielded, or shielded after blocking, the third hit of Tatsu will be automatically shielded, leaving Akatsuki -7 for the punish. If Akatsuki has grid, however, Akatsuki can react to the green shield of the second hit, chain shift, and throw in order to shield break. Thus, do not risk green shielding if Akatsuki has grid, as this is fundamental to Akatsuki play and all that they're looking for. At -4, you can still get a throw with proper spacing. Many Akatsukis will cancel B Tatsu into C Fireball for frame advantage if they don't have grid. EX Tatsu is -12, but it's mostly used to end combos rather than as a neutral tool. Akatsuki's DP is a 2-2 motion. This means it's very strong in cross-up situations. Moreover, be aware that ADP can be cancelled until the apex of the DP. There are some normals that you need to be aware of. At max range, his 5C, 2C, and -C make his fireballs frame neutral. Akatsuki's overhead 6B is -6 and can only be cancelled into EX specials. Akatsuki's 6C is useful for whiff punishing, as it has 10 frames to start up. However, it is very punishable at -16, and not special cancelable, so be cognizant on unsuccessful 6E attempts. One cannot blindly anti-air Akatsuki, as he has ways to change his jump trajectory. Akatsuki has a double jump, and a dive punch. If you stand shield the dive punch, it can be made punishable. At specific spacings, the dive can be made frame neutral, however, I can't seem to replicate it in practice. Also, be aware that Akatsuki can act very quickly from his dive, so poor attempts at whiff punishing are likely to be stuffed. Akatsuki has relatively fast normals and good repeats. Additionally, he has standard walk speed for microspacing situations. Akatsuki has a unique dash rather than a run. He dashes a set distance. The dash startup is relatively fast. Akatsuki is also one of 3 characters to have a 22 frame backdash, though the distance is not as significant as Hyde's or Gordeau's. Backdashes are invincible frames 1 through 8 and throw invulnerable from frames 9 to 10, so a 22 frame backdash is extremely strong as a defensive tool. Akatsuki's force function is a parry. Gaps and strings or bad Oki attempts can be parried. So be aware of the strings you use against Akatsuki, as well as how the Akatsuki player uses parry. Thus, even though his kit lacks range, it is intended for his quick dash speed and forward advancing Tatsus to make up for his lack of range for him to pressure and win neutral. Moreover, Akatsuki has some of the best defensive tools with a 2-2 motion for his DP, a very strong backdash, and a parry. Akatsuki would be a great character if he was outside of Uni. His stubby range is a glaring weakness for the character, as many characters in Uni have exponentially greater range on their normals. This forces Akatsuki to take risks in his approach, especially if his opponents are able to control grid. This is not to say that Akatsuki is unplayable. There are very successful US Akatsukis. He is simply a very average character. Understanding grid and shielding mechanics will go a long way when facing Akatsuki. With good control of neutral and grid, as well as proper punishment of Akatsuki's mistakes, one can keep Akatsuki under control relatively well. If you have any additional information or feedback, feel free to let me know in the comments.